This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by Summers.farm.com. Summers.farm.com.
The man who never voted to increase our debt and who turned down his government pension. The man who inspired the Tea Party movement to call for lower spending. The man who served in the Air Force and who has delivered over 4,000 babies. Please welcome Congressman Ron Paul.
Thank you very much. We're on a schedule, you know, so that was very nice. And Jim, I certainly want to thank you. I'm very pleased to call Jim Senator, and that is great. And also, Chris, thank you for your efforts. And I want to acknowledge all our special guests behind me. Thank you very much for attending. And thank you all for coming. I am so delighted to see you involved in our revolution. I have one update about the revolution. The revolution is spreading and the momentum is building. Our time has come. It's been around for a long time, but the momentum is here today, not because of what I have done. I happen to have been in an important place and energized some, but it is necessary that the grassroots people understand what the issues are. A generation of people need to know, and I am delighted that the young people are with us in this revolutionary spirit that we have. But a lot of other work has been done. It's been the intellectual work. I am convinced that a nation does not change just for partisan political reasons. What has to happen is there has to be an intellectual revolution to energize people and get people to understand the problems from economic and political terms, as well as foreign policy. That is what has been happening now for quite a few decades. There's quite a bit of difference about attitudes about economics and foreign policy today than it was in 1976 when I was first elected. There's a big difference. And it involves a lot of work from a lot of people. And now that so many people in this country have come to understand that government, so far in its pretense that it can take care of us from cradle to grave and police the world, it is so evident to this growing number of people that government isn't the solution. Government really has created the problem. Now, what our opponents so often we like to do is say, oh, you people don't even want any government. But you know, in our society with our Constitution, there is a role for government. But the Constitution was written explicitly not to restrain your behavior and your life and the way you spend your money. It was written to restrain the federal government. But because of the educational effort and the work that so many have done, but also the strong evidence that there is a failure out there, especially since we saw what happened with the housing bubble, and that was a predictable event that the housing bubble would burst. It did, as the Austrian free market economists had predicted, and because of all this, they have come together and people are now listening to this revolutionary spirit that is spreading across this country. It's great that I'm able to announce in this state, a very special state, because there is so high respect for the spirit of liberty here. So I am very, very pleased that I am once again able to say that I am a candidate for the presidency in the There are many who would like to belittle this effort, but let me tell you, there is an old saying, three's a charm.
Seed saving, orchard care, companion planting, and butchery. Do you have skills in these areas or a desire to learn them? Farm near the gorgeous White Mountains is looking for a farm manager, maybe looking for you. Vermiculture, companion care, food preservation. Those are other skills that would help. Give them a shout and see if you're a match for this entrepreneurial mid-sized farm in New Hampshire. Summers.farm.com, summers.farm.com.